All right, we're about to jump into a story that's as dark as it is romantic. It's a tale about a love so powerful it was practically destined to unleash a monster.
And it all really boils down to this one single question. Can the most powerful emotion in the world actually destroy a creature that time itself can't even touch? Well, let's find out.
Our story begins, strangely enough, with a number, 300, a number that represents an absolute and total tragedy.
300 deaths. And get this, all of them happened in a single brutal night. Now, this isn't really the beginning of the story, but it's very much the beginning of the end.
So, we're dropping you right into the middle of the chaos. Picture this, a village, just completely drenched in rain and blood as this creature of immense power just tears through everyone. Men, women, children, absolutely no one is spared. The screams are totally drowned out by the storm and, well, the rage of something that isn't human.
But you have to stop and ask, why? I mean, what could possibly provoke such a complete and total slaughter? To understand that fury, we have to go back, way back, to the beginning.
And that beginning? It takes us back 300 years, to a dark forest and to a woman who's been left for dead. This is where our story really starts, not with rage, but with what looks like an act of mercy.
And here we meet our protagonist, John. But listen, he isn't just a werewolf, he's an eternal wolf. That means he's immortal, a protector who can't be killed by any normal means. He is the ancient guardian of this forest.
So one night, John discovers a young woman, Jane, right at the edge of his woods. She's been beaten, she's bloodied, just discarded like she was nothing by the very people who were supposed to protect her.
And her story it's just horrifying. Over 3 agonizing days, she went through absolute hell. And it all started because she was smart and dared to challenge the superstitions in her village. For that, they branded her a witch. The punishment that followed was just this act of public depravity with the entire village involved, either by joining in or by their chilling silence.
But John, this immortal creature, does something incredibly human. He uses his supernatural power not for violence, but for healing. In just a few seconds, he erases every single cut, every bruise, every physical wound they inflicted on her.
And this right here reveals the central irony of our story. I mean, who is the real monster? The wolf who showed compassion and offered a safe place? Or the humans who committed unspeakable acts while their neighbors just stood by and watched?
So, learning what happened to Jane awakens something inside John. And it's not the beast, it's this fierce, protective sense of justice. He decides that the villagers' crimes simply cannot go unpunished.
See, for John, the moral code was simple. The silent onlookers were just as guilty as the people who actively tortured Jane, and that belief sealed the entire village's fate. He wasn't just going to punish the perpetrators, he was going to punish them all. And this quote, it defines him completely. John is not your traditional hero. His love for Jane is this absolute, all-consuming fire that would burn the entire world to ashes before it let her be harmed again. That is the depth of his devotion.
So, after wiping the village off the map, John heads back to the cave. He's expecting to bring Jane the news that she's been avenged, but when he gets there, she's gone.
And this is such a profound moment. This ancient, unkillable being who has never known what it's like to be truly vulnerable, he feels this cold spike of fear for the very first time. Not for himself, but for her.
That fear quickly turns right back into rage. He learns the king's men have taken her, and he just unleashes his full power on the royal castle. He becomes this unstoppable force, tearing through soldiers, all to get to one person. And he finds her. He smashes down the prison door. They run to each other, this passionate embrace, a kiss that feels like victory, a moment of just pure triumph and relief.
And then, betrayal. Right in that moment of embrace, Jane plunges a silver dagger deep into his back.
As John collapses, totally confused and dying, the final devastating truth of this whole thing is revealed. Absolutely nothing was what it seemed.
Okay, so here's how it all connects. The king needed John's forest, right? But the villagers and their immortal protector were in the way. So he used his own daughter, Jane, who knew the ancient lore and the wolf's only weakness. Her entire ordeal, the torture, the assault, it was all a monstrous, calculated performance. It was designed to make John fall in love with her, and in doing so, make him vulnerable.
This was the prophecy, the one rule that governed his entire existence. And she exploited it perfectly. He destroyed a whole village for her, and in return, she used the love he felt to become the one weapon that could finally kill him.
And that leaves us with this final, chilling question. The wolf killed 300 people out of this twisted sense of love and justice. But the humans? They orchestrated a plan of unimaginable cruelty, sacrificing their own people and exploiting an ancient being's heart, all for a piece of land. So, you tell me, who was the real monster?